very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and welcome to Pointless, the show where the more obscure your knowledge, the better your chances of winning. Let's meet today's players. And couple number one.
Hi, I'm Darren. This is Jonathan. We're friends and ex-colleagues, and we're from the city of Hull.
Couple number two.
Hi, I'm John. This is my sister Helen. We're brother and sister, and we're from Rawtenstall in Lancashire.
Couple number three.
Hi, I'm Lola, and this is Alice, and we're friends and flatmates from London.
And finally, couple number four.
Hi, I'm Julie. This is my best friend Sue, and we're from Nottingham.
And these are today's contestants. Thanks very much, all of you. We'll get to know more about each of you later on in the show. So that just leaves one more person for me to introduce. He only lasted a day in the last series of Celebrity Big Brother. Kept hitting his head on the diary room. It's my pointless friend, it's Richard.
Hiya. Hi, everybody. Afternoon. Good afternoon to you.
And to you.
Once again, we've got 4 new pairs.
I know.
Makes me a bit shy, as you know.
Yes,
But
yeah.
we'll get to know them fairly soon, won't we? I'm sure
We will.
of it. We've had a couple of very, very different end games recently, haven't we? We had one. We had David and David the other day, and they got 3 answers, all of which scored 1 point. 3 in a row, 1 point each. And then on the last show, we had John and James, who were very bright and got through to the final very well. And they had to come up with 7-letter answers to things, so 7-letter chemical elements, 7-letter capital cities, and 2 of their answers had 6 letters in them.
Yeah, I think there's a syndrome of people who count O as 2 letters.
I think something was definitely up, because, as I say, they managed everything else very well. Yeah. But that's what you've got to follow today. So whoever's in the jackpot round today, you can't do much worse. That's the good news.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. Now, all our questions on today's show have been put to 100 people before the show, and our contestants here are looking for the answers that those 100 people couldn't find. Of course, what you're trying to find is a pointless answer, that being an answer that nobody gave, and each time that happens, we will add £250 to the jackpot. As you'll have gathered, John and James didn't win the jackpot last time, so we add another £1,000 to that. So today's jackpot starts off at £4,500. Right, if everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. OK, all you have to remember is that the pair with the highest score at the end of each round will be eliminated, so try and make sure that's not you. Best of luck. Our first category today is tennis. It's tennis. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, let's find out what the question is. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many year-end world #1 tennis players as they could. Year-end world #1 tennis players. Richard?
Yeah, we're looking for the name of any female or male tennis player who've been the world #1 at the end of any given year. The male rankings started in 1973, the female rankings in 1975. So anyone who's topped the world rankings at the end of any year since then, please. And that's up to the end of 2013.
Thanks very much indeed. So, Darren, welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Welcome to the show. Now, you and Jonathan, you said, are ex-colleagues.
Yeah, that's right. We used to work together at a radio station.
What did you do in the radio station?
I'm a radio presenter.
You're a radio presenter?
Yeah, and he used to work in sales.
I was in sales.
Now, that's... do you know what? I'm going to say, for a radio presenter, you have a very nice... I mean, obviously, all radio presenters have good voices, but usually when we have radio presenters on, before you've even asked, you can tell, because they talk like that. Yeah. And what a relief it is you don't,
I thought you were going to say, actually, I've got a face for radio. That's what I thought you were going to say.
I was never going to know.
Never.
And we don't talk like that in Hull.
No, well, even with a Hull accent, quite often there's just... But, I mean, you don't. I think that's good. Now then, Darren.
Yes.
Tennis.
It's not bad. It's not bad, actually. Could be a lot worse. I'm going to have a punt, and it could be a risky one, but I'm going to say Gustavo Kuerten.
Gustavo Kuerten. OK, let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said that. It's a good answer. Look at that. Down it goes to 1, Darren. Hats off to you. What a brilliant start to the show. 1 point for Gustavo Kuerten.
That's a terrific answer. Yeah, great start to the show. Very well played. He had 43 weeks at #1, Gustavo Kuerten. It's Brazilian.
43. That's even longer than Bryan Adams, isn't it?
It is. That's 2 weeks longer than Bryan Adams, yeah.
Brilliant.
You can get postage stamps in Brazil with Gustavo Kuerten's face on it. You can also get curtains with Gustavo
I was going to say, half a face on each one. It comes together.
There you go. That's a good idea, isn't it?
That's good. OK, thank you very much indeed. Now then, Helen. Helen, welcome to the show. Good to have you here. From Rawtenstall.
Yes.
I've never been to Rawtenstall, but I know someone from Rawtenstall.
Yep.
She's called Ursula, which in a Rawtenstall accent is about the best name you could wish for. Ursula. Anyway, that's enough about Ursula. Hi, if you're watching. Hi. Now, Helen, what do you do?
I'm an assistant footwear buyer for a wholesaler in the town that I'm
That's
from.
quite fun. How long have you done that for?
About 7 years.
You have to predict trends and things like that.
Yeah, we have
and-
to sort of look at the trends in sort of online and the retailers on the high streets and
OK.
predict what's going to be the fashion.
Richard is a slave to his foot fashion. What tips can you give him?
Oh, unfortunately, I don't buy men's footwear, only ladies.
No, that's not going to rule it out.
I tend not to buy men's footwear either. I tend to.
I think maybe a few, not platforms.
OK, remember that. OK, not platforms. Helen, tennis.
Yeah, not too bad. I think I'm going to go for Pat Cash.
Pat Cash says, Helen, let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Oh, Helen. Oh, I'm sorry. No Pat Cash on that list. I'm afraid that scores you the maximum of 100 points.
Yeah, sorry, Helen's never been world #1. Pat Cash, I'm afraid. That's why you won't find his face on a stamp. They won't have it. They should have his face on money, though.
Yeah. You saw what I did there.
Oh, Pat Cash.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
I was thrilled with that. Thank you very much indeed. Now, Lola, welcome. Very warm welcome to you. What do you do, Lola?
I'm a sales manager for an events company.
Oh, that's fun. What kind of events?
Stag, hen and activity weekends.
Oh, that's even better. I thought you were going to say conferences, and I was going to go, oh, no. But stag, hen. Do you do them in this country, or do you go abroad to the former Eastern Bloc?
We even do Vegas, do Eastern Europe, a lot of Eastern Europe, stags like it out there, obviously.
Poor Eastern
a
Europe.
lot of the
What
UK.
do you mean, obviously?
The women are very beautiful, so I hear.
Are there many people doing that? Are there lots of companies that organise that sort of thing, or is it a bit of a
There
niche?
are, but we're the only good one.
Lola, tennis.
Yes, not generally two words that go together. I'm going to say Venus Williams.
Venus Williams, says Lola. A lot of nods along the line there. Let's see if it's right. Let's see how many people said Venus Williams. Oh, no! Oh, a lot of wrong nods. I'm afraid an incorrect answer. Another 100 points. But that's nice. You've got some company up there. It's not like there's just one of you up on 100. It's opened the game up a little bit there. Yes, I'm afraid an incorrect answer, though.
Yeah, I think that's unlucky. Venus Williams is obviously very, very well known, but hasn't been #1 very often at all in her career. Certainly hasn't been #1 at the end of a season, I'm afraid.
OK, now, Sue.
Hello.
A very warm welcome to you. Lovely to have you here from Nottingham.
Yes.
And what do you get up to in Nottingham, Sue?
I'm a receptionist at Nottingham University Student Union.
Do you love it?
Love it.
How long have you done it for?
12 years.
Oh, I bet they love you too. But you get on well with all the students?
Yeah. Go clubbing with them now and again.
You don't.
I do.
That's fantastic.
We have a student nightclub, and we have me and my friend who I work with, we have our own booth, which is roped off.
Oh, I thought you said our own booze. Special.
We have that too.
They make it themselves, a little still round the back. Anyway, Sue, tennis. Are we happy with tennis?
I think I'm all right with tennis, but I'm going to go for an obvious answer. I'm going to go for Roger Federer.
Roger Federer, says Sue. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Roger Federer. Well, he's right. Our scores are quite extreme. High score is 100, low score is 1. 43 for Roger Federer, almost exactly halfway. Very well done, Sue.
Yeah, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007 and 2009. He was world #1 at the end of the year.
See, by 2009, he was just a bit bored
Yeah, of course he
of
was.
being #1 at the end.
It's tiresome, isn't it? I think that's why occasional years he dips down a bit just so he can go back up.
Keep it spicy. Yeah.
Exactly right.
Thanks very much indeed. Well, we're halfway through the round. Let's take a look at those scores as they stand. 1, Darren. What about that?
Thank you.
Very well done. That puts you and Jonathan, I would say, absolutely certainly in the next round.
Touch
So
wood.
I'm going to have to go catastrophically wrong and catastrophically right for someone else for that not to be the case. So very well done. Then we travel up to 43, Sue. Very well done. Good answer there. Then 100 for Lola and Alice and 100 for Helen and John. So, yes, Alice, John, it's a tennis off. between the pair of you, so good luck with that. We're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please step up to the podium? Julie, a very warm welcome to you too.
Hello.
And what do you do up in Nottingham?
Oh, I'm retired now. I was an admin assistant for a sign company.
A sign company?
Yes.
Any old sign?
Oh, yes.
Just what signs you got above
Interior,
shops?
exterior, shops, businesses, hotels.
OK, Julie, well, there you are on 43. Good work from Sue in the first pass. The high scorers are 100. 56 is what you need to score, 56 or less.
OK.
I think you can do it.
Oh, I'll go back a few years. I'll say John McEnroe.
John McEnroe, says Julie. There is your red line. Let's see if John McEnroe can get you below it. It's right. Very well done. Look at that. 22. Surprisingly low for John McEnroe, but it gets you up to 65. Sees you very comfortably through to the next round. Very well done.
Well played, Julie. Yeah, 4 years in a row in the early 80s, John McEnroe ended the year world #1.
Thanks very much. Alice, welcome to Pointless.
Hello.
Now, this is where the competition starts.
Yeah.
What do you do, Alice?
I am a financial journalist.
And how long have you done that for?
4 years now.
Alice, I happen to know, was Financial Journalist of the Year.
No way.
Yeah.
That's good.
Financial Journalist of the Year. That's amazing. I mean, there are a lot of financial journalists out there.
Yeah.
Do you get a lot of people asking you to go and be a journalist for them after that?
Yeah, the winning an award definitely helps with getting jobs.
Very good. Do you have it on your byline? Does it say underneath
Everywhere,
your picture?
yeah.
Picture of you holding the award, kissing the award, wearing it on your head.
We should get Julie to make you a big sign.
Yeah, some kind of placard. That would be great.
Good. Yeah, so you have it above your desk. You just carry it with you everywhere. Sorry, open the door.
Sorry about this. I don't know why I carry it anymore.
I've just been given it, so I kind of got to carry it.
It's actually an awful nuisance, but I don't know. I'm attached to it.
Anyway, listen, enough of that. Enough of that. Let's get back to tennis.
Yes.
What are you going to go for, Alice?
I'm going to go, I think, based on McEnroe being fairly low.
Just before you take a look at John. Take a look at John. Across the court there.
No, I've got a risky answer.
Yeah.
But I'm going to play my middle answer. I'm going to say Pete Sampras.
Pete Sampras.
Yeah.
Ooh. Has she aced it? Let's find out. Pete Sampras, how many people said that? No red line, obviously, because you're the high score. Joint high scorers. Is right. Still going down. 27. 27, 127 your total. Is it enough to keep you in the game?
He was world #1 at the end of the year for 6 successive years, Pete Sampras. Also the name of Father Dougal's rabbit in Father Ted.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I've forgotten about that. Thank you very much indeed. Now then, John. Let's just put all thoughts of the contest aside for a second or two. John, tell me what you do.
I'm a regional surveyor for an insurance claims validation company. So I'm people's best friend or worst enemy.
Oh, I like the way you smile. Worst enemy. But, oh, right, so you come round after an event.
Yeah or nay.
And
scope it up.
Right. But I imagine most insurers are really nice people, aren't they?
Yeah.
They'll always do what they can.
But it is a genuine, we do the right thing where...
Yeah. Good stuff. Now then, tennis. 127 is the high score. 26 or less is what you have to score, John.
It's tough, this. I'm going to have to try and... it's like bingo up here. I've got balls. It's just whichever one comes out.
I don't know either.
I'm going to take a moderate risk and say Mark Philippoussis.
Mark Philippoussis. Helen, what do we think about Mark Philippoussis?
It's a good shout.
It is a good shout. If it's right...
If it's right.
It's a very good shout. Let's find out if it's right. Mark Philippoussis, there's your red line. You have to get below it. Oh, no! I'm sorry, John. Out in a blaze of glory. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer. Scores you the maximum of 100 points, but you really had to do that, I think. 200 is your total.
Yeah, sorry, John. The good news is, though, you've made the Financial Journalist of the Year very, very happy. So, so that's something. Yeah, he's never been higher than 8th for Lapusis. I'm afraid you've both gone for Australians, neither of whom have ever been world -- 1. John looks a bit like a tennis player, I think.
Yeah, he does.
You know, when you're watching Wimbledon, in like the first round, Andy Murray always plays like the Croatian world number 87. And you think this will be fine, and then the Croatian, he like takes a set off him. You think, oh, here we go. And then Murray steamrollers him. I could imagine John in that role.
Yeah, do you play? You'd be quite handy. You'd have a
When I
lethal
was younger,
serve.
not so much anymore.
Oh, the John serve.
Oh, can you imagine that? Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, I think if we had a game of tennis, everyone in the studio, John would... Well, maybe in the studio, maybe some useful tennis players in the audience, but between the 10 of us, which incidentally would be a good sport, I think John would win.
I think he would. I think he would. Thank you. Now, Jonathan, we owe Darren a vote of thanks.
We do owe Darren. It's a nice position to be in.
He did very well. Now, Jonathan, you are no longer a colleague of Darren's. You've left
no, we still keep in touch as friends. I now work for Humberside Fire and Rescue Service in their press office.
Very good. Now, Jonathan, tell me something absolutely extraordinary and unique about you.
I was born with a tooth.
There we go. That's the one I was after.
Which is...
That... Yeah, were you breastfed?
Yeah, I don't think my mum was overly happy. But...
Ow, I'm just thinking, that's all I'm... Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't mean I've got any sort of special powers, but...
I think we'll be the judge of that.
You might do, you never know.
You might.
Well, he's thinking. I do want to join in this tennis game, though.
Oh, really?
With you guys.
Oh, you reckon yourself a little bit?
Well, the tennis is... Yeah, I've sort of played since I was this high up. Fairly still coach.
You still coach?
You know what? I wish I hadn't put that bet on John now.
OK, which means you might even be better than Darren. Let's have a pointless answer from you. There might be one in there.
He was definitely world #1. Whether it was at the end of the year, I don't know. Marcelo Rios.
Marcelo Rios. OK, no red line for the lovely reason that you are already through. But let's see. Marcelo Rios, is it right? How many people said it? Oh, no! Good punt, though, and fun. And well done you for taking a bit of a risk. 101 your total. But yeah.
Yeah, it's a perfectly good answer. He was world #1, not at the end of the year. I think I might have gone for Rios as well, a Chilean. He was. Now, there's 2 pointless answers, but I'll go through the very low scorers before we get to those. You'd have got 4 points for Stefan Edberg, 3 points for Andy Roddick. You'd have got 1 point for Caroline Wozniacki, for Mats Wilander, Lindsay Davenport, Ellie Nastasi, Leighton Hewitt. That would have been a very good Australian to go for, Hewitt. Or Jim Courier, also Victoria Azarenka. But there's 2 pointless answers. Let's take a look at them. Jelena Jankovic or Justine Enan. Both of those pointless answers, terrific answers as well. Let's take a look at the top 3 answers, the ones that most of our 100 people said. In 3rd place, well, Venus has never been world #1 at the end of a year, but Serena has, and she would have scored you 28 points. Then we've already heard Roger Federer on 43. Who do you think's top there? Anybody? Nadal, yeah. Absolutely right, Rafa Nadal. And he would have scored you 47.
There we are. Thank you very much indeed. So at the end of our first round, the pair heading home with their impressive high score of 200. I'm afraid, John and Helen, but you know, you took a punt. You did exactly what you needed to do. It's quite tough, the year-end business.
Yes.
Yeah, really tough.
Mind.
Never mind. The good news is
we'll
see you again next time. Look forward to that very much indeed. John and Helen, thanks meanwhile. Great contest. But for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. So, 3 pairs remain. Obviously, we have to say goodbye to another pair at the end of this round. Well, the lesson of that round, Julie and Sue, was to do as you did. Nice, steady play, middle of the bat stuff. Saw you through. You were the low scorers that round. We had some fireworks at this end. Curtin was a cracking answer. Sadly, Rios incorrect, but I like the spirit of it. And not bad at all from Lola and Alice. Keep that up. Should be a very exciting second round. Best of luck to all 3 pairs. Our category for round 2 is novels and plays. Novels and plays. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and the question concerns fictional families. fictional families, Richard.
Yeah, on each pass, we're going to show you 6 pairs of fictional relatives. You need to tell us the name of the play or novel they first appeared in, please. We'll give you the year it came out in brackets as well. So pairs of relatives, which play or novel did they first appear in? It's going to be 6 on each board, 12 in all to have a go at home.
OK, so we're going to show you 6 pairs of relations on each board. We just want the work, novel or play that they first appeared in. And here's our first board of 6. Lady Catherine de Bourgh and Fitzwilliam Darcy, 1813. Lord Marchmain and Sebastian Flight, 1945. Lady Bracknell and Gwendolen Fairfax, 1899. Prospero and Miranda, 1623. Heathcliff and Linton, 1847. And Hazel and Fiver, 1972. I'll read those all one last time. Lady Catherine de Bourgh and Fitzwilliam Darcy, 1813. Lord Marchmain and Sebastian Flight, 1945. Lady Bracknell and Gwendolen Fairfax, 1899. Prospero and Miranda, 1623. Heathcliff and Linton, 1847. And Hazel and Fiver, 1972. Jonathan. I think that's the face of a man who's quietly confident.
I think I know 2 or 3. I will go with the third one down. So Lady Bracknell and Gwendolen Fairfax is the importance of being earnest.
The importance of being earnest, says Jonathan. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many people said it. It's right. Wow, 17. Good score.
Another good answer there. Oscar Wilde's final and most enduring play, I would say. There was in 2007, a charity shop found a very rare first edition of it. They found it inside a handbag, rather aptly.
No.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Isn't that nice?
Thanks very much. Now, Alice.
Yes.
Alice, what are you going to go for?
I'm going to go for Prospero and Miranda, The Tempest.
Let's see if that's right, The Tempest. Let's see how many people said it. It is right. Well, 17, our low score at the moment. Where does The Tempest end up? Still going down. You pass it. 15. Very well done, Alice. Good work.
Another good answer, yeah, Prospero was Miranda's dad, or father, probably Shakespeare might have said it.
There we are. Now, Julie. Julie, you're the last person to have this board. Do you fancy taking us through it and having some thoughts?
No, there's only one, I think. I recognise some of the names, but I can't think of the books or plays. I think Heathcliff and Linton, was that Wuthering Heights?
Wuthering Heights, says Julie. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said that. It's absolutely right. 17 is our high score, 15 our low. Ooh! Wuthering Heights. Talking of heights, 45.
Yeah, big score, very famous character, of course, Heathcliff. Been played many times, been played by Ralph Fiennes, Laurence Olivier and Cliff Richard in the stage musical.
Yes.
He gave the definitive Heathcliff,
didn't he?
I'm told. Now let's look through the rest of the board. The top one is Pride and Prejudice. That would have scored you 33. Lord Marchmain and Sebastian Flight is Brideshead Revisited. That would have scored you 7 points. And the bottom one, Hazel and Fiver, is Watership Down. That would have scored you 13 points.
Thank you very much indeed. OK, let's take a look at those scores. We're halfway through the round. 15, the best score of that pass. Very well done indeed, Alice and Lola. Then up to 17, where we find Jonathan and Darren, all quite close at the bottom end of the scoring. And then up to 45, where we find Julie and Sue. So, yes, you are a little bit ahead there, Sue. You will get first dibs on the new board, though. Very, very best of luck. We're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please step up to the podium? OK, we're going to put 6 more pairs on the board, and here they come. We have got Jo March and Marmee, 1868-9, Blanchette Dubois and Stella Kowalski, 1947, Charlie Bucket and Grandpa Joe, 1964, Nick Carraway and Daisy Buchanan, 1925, Reverend Samuel Parris and Abigail Williams, 1953, and Miss Havisham and Herbert Pocket, 1860-1. I'll read those again. Jo March and Marmee, 1868-9. Blanche Dubois and Stella Kowalski, 1947. Charlie Bucket and Grandpa Joe, 1964. Nick Carraway and Daisy Buchanan, 1925. Reverend Samuel Parris and Abigail Williams, 1953. And Miss Havisham and Herbert Pocket, 1860-61. Now, remember, we are looking for the title of the literary work in which each of these pairs of relations have first appeared. And, Sue, you're going to try and find the one you think the fewest of our 100 people knew. There you are on 45, our highest scorer.
I'm not sure on any of them, but I'm going to go with Charlie Bucket and Grandpa Joe and say Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. There we are. No red line for you as you are the high scorers, but let's find out how many of our 100 people said Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. $42. Takes your total up to 87, Sue. Is that going to be good enough to keep you in the game, I wonder?
It's another big score, isn't it? Yes, because grandfather and grandson, Grandpa Joe and Charlie Bucket. In the film, when Gene Wilder played Willy Wonka, of course, and Roald Dahl wanted Spike Milligan.
There you go. Good.
Amazing stuff.
Yep. Anyway, Lola, 15 is your score. So 71 or less gets you through to the head-to-head. How are we feeling?
OK, actually. I think I know 3. I'm going to go Nick Carraway and Daisy Buchanan. The Great Gatsby.
Great Gatsby, it says, Lola, here comes your red line. Get below that red line, you are in the head-to-head. Will The Great Gatsby get you below it? Very well done. 10. 10 takes your total up to 25, sees you comfortably through. Very well done.
Yeah, well played, Lola. Nick Carraway narrates the book, and he and Daisy Buchanan are cousins.
Indeed. Thank you very much indeed. Now then, Darren.
Yes.
Darren, 17, your score. Looking pretty good. 69 or less gets you through. Are you feeling comfortable with this category?
There are a couple I think I know. I'm not 100%. I wouldn't put a bet on them. I have a feeling the bottom one could be the old Curiosity Shop, but I'm going to go for the second one, Blanche and Stella, and A Streetcar Named Desire.
OK, A Streetcar Named Desire for Blanche Dubois and Stella Kowalski. There's your red line. You have to get below that. Let's see if it's right. Let's see how many people said it. Absolutely right. Done exactly what you needed to do there. 17. You equal Jonathan's score. Takes your total up to 34.
Well played, Darren. Another good answer. Yeah, played by Tennessee Williams, of course. It's been very Tennessee, this show so far, hasn't it?
Hasn't it? And quite Williams as well in the first round.
Yeah, it really has. And now, let's look at the rest of these. Now, Miss Havisham and Herbert Pocket is Great Expectations. That would have scored you 25 points. And the top one, Joe March and Marmee, is Little Women. That would have scored you 23. And the Reverend Samuel Parris and Abigail Williams is The Crucible.
Oh, it's Crucible.
Very well done. If you said that, 2 points, the best answer on either board.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. So at the end of our second round, the pair will be heading home, I'm afraid. This instance, it's Sue and Julie. Not a bad score, 87, but they were just quite high scores individually, I suppose. But we'll see you again next time. Look forward to that very much indeed. Meantime, thanks very much, Sue and Julie. But for Lola and Alice, Darren and Jonathan, it's now time for the head-to-head. Congratulations, Darren and Jonathan, Lola and Alice. You are now one step closer to the final and a chance to play for our jackpot, which currently stands, quite impressively, at £4,500. So we now have to decide who's going to play for that money, and to do that, you're now going to go head-to-head. The difference is you can now chat before you give your answers. And the first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for that money. Best of luck to both pairs. Let's play the head-to-head. OK, here comes your first question, and it concerns sketch comedy groups. Sketch comedy groups. Richard.
I'm going to show you 5 pictures now of comedy sketch groups. Can you just tell us their names, please?
OK, thanks very much. Let's reveal our 5 sketch comedy groups, and here they come. We have got A, B, C, D, and E. There we are, 5 sketch comedy groups. Darren and Jonathan, you played best throughout the show so far, so you will go first.
I know A, D, and E. Do you know B and C? No, I don't know. E. We're going to go for E.
Yep.
And The League of Gentlemen.
The League of Gentlemen, say Darren and Jonathan for E. Now then, Lola and Alice.
That was the one we knew.
Well, so D, that's Rowan Atkinson,
And Mel.
Mel Smith, and what's his name? Griff Rhys-Jones.
That Aid Edmondson in A.
Maybe.
Oh, I don't know.
Smith and Jones?
Yeah, just say it.
Smith and Jones
Yeah.
is our
OK,
answer
you're going
for
to
D.
say Smith and Jones for D. OK, so we have Darren and Jonathan saying E is the League of Gentlemen. League of Gentlemen for Darren and Jonathan. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many people said that. It's right. $21. Very well done indeed. Now, Lola and Alice, they've said that D is Smith and Jones. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said that. No, I'm afraid not Smith and Jones, although Smith and Jones are part of it. But that means, Darren and Jonathan, after one question, you are up 1-0.
Yeah, well played, Jensen. Unlucky Lola and Alice. You didn't get the point, but you have succeeded in making everyone here feel very old by not recognising A or D. So something has been gained here. A, the one who looks like Aid Edmondson is Graham Garden, and that is the Goodies. Would have scored 67 points. B is a pointless answer.
The excellent Cardinal Burns.
Yes, Cardinal Burns, absolutely right. Had a couple of series on E4, both of which are brilliant. C, there's Greg Davis, Steve Hall, and Marek Larwood in We Are Clang. Would have scored you 4 points. And D, it's not the 9 o'clock news, is the answer to that one. It's a big scorer, though. Would have scored 44 points, so wouldn't have won you the point.
OK, thank you very much indeed. Here comes your second question. Lola and Alice, you will get to answer this one first, but you have to win it to stay in the game, so best of luck. Here it comes. It concerns songs containing metals, minerals and gems. Songs containing metals, minerals and gems. Richard.
Yep, we're going to give you the titles of 5 hit singles. We're going to give you the initials of the acts who had a hit with those singles. Just have to tell us who the acts are, please. OK, let's reveal our 5 songs, and here they are. We have got Brass in Pocket, TP, Ruby, KC, Iron Lion Zion, BM and TW, Silver Lady, DS, and Mercury, BP. I'll read those all again. Brass in Pocket, TP, Ruby, KC, Iron Lion Zion, BM and TW, Silver Lady, DS, and Mercury, BP. Lola and Alice, it's all yours.
OK. We're going to go for Kaiser Chiefs for Ruby.
OK, Kaiser Chiefs, say Lola and Alice. Now, Darren and Jonathan, the board is all yours.
Well, we think the top one is the Pretenders. Iron Lion Zion, Bob Marley and the Wailers. We don't know Mercury, but we'll kick ourselves when we find out what it is, I guess. But we're going to go for the fourth one, Silver Lady, David Soul.
David Soul, say Darren and Jonathan. Lola and Alice, you have said Kaiser Chiefs for Ruby. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Kaiser Chiefs. It's right. 43. OK, now, Darren and Jonathan have said the DS who sang Silver Lady is David Soul. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many people said that. Absolutely right. Is it going to be Kaiser? Yes, it does. 25. Very well done indeed. Which means, Darren and Jonathan, for the first time in a while, you've won it in straight sets. So that's 2-0 to you. You're going straight through to the final. Very well done.
Well played, Darren and Jonathan. Yeah, 2 #1 singles there, 30 years apart. David Soul, 1977, Kaiser Chiefs in 2007. You're right about the Pretenders. Let's take a look at the score. You've got 29. Iron Lion Zion, as you say, Bob Marley and the Wailers would have scored you 36. And the best answer on the board is Mercury, and it's by Block Party. Would have scored you 6 points. Very well done if you said that.
So, the pair leaving us at the end of the head-to-head round, I'm afraid to say it's Lola and Alice, but an exemplary performance across the show today. Really well played. The good news is we get to see you again next time, so we'll look forward to that very much indeed. Meantime, thanks very much for playing Lola and Alice. But for Darren and Jonathan, it's now time for our Pointless Final. Congratulations, Darren and Jonathan. You fought off all the competition and you've won our coveted Pointless Trophy.
Hey.
Very well done. You now have a chance to win our pointless jackpot, and at the end of today's show, the jackpot stands at £4,500. Well, you've done very well. Just one performance, just one show, and straight through to the finals. Lovely low scoring, pretty much consistently throughout. Anything you'd particularly like to see to round the show off?
Well, I've been watching this programme probably since day one, and to the best of my knowledge, Rugby League Challenge Cup finals of the 1980s hasn't come up yet.
OK.
But if it does...
Well, surely the odds have got to be on.
It's a must.
Yeah. Very good. Jonathan, anything you particularly like to see?
Anything sports, films would be fine.
OK, excellent. Well, best of luck. As always, you get to choose your category from these 4 options, and here they are. The Olympics in the 2000s, films of classic British comedians, Cornish geography and culture, classical music.
Should we go for the Olympics?
I think so, yeah.
We'll go for the Olympics.
OK, the Olympics in the 2000s.
OK, 3 options here. Worth remembering 2000s is the decade, not the century, so we're looking just in that decade. We are looking for anyone who won 2 or more golds at a single Summer Olympics in the 2000s, so that's the 2000, 2004 and 2008 Olympics. Anyone who won a medal rowing in a coxless 4 with Matthew Pinsent in the 2000s, or any Team GB field medalist in any of those 3 Olympics. So anyone who won any medal, gold, silver or bronze, in any of the field events. So anyone who won 2 or more golds at a single Summer Olympics, any nationality. Anyone who rowed with Matthew Pinsent to a medal, or any Team GB field medalists. Very, very best of luck.
Thanks very much indeed. Now, as always, you've got up to a minute to come up with 3 answers, and all you need to win that jackpot, £4,500, is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Are you ready?
We are.
OK, let's put 60 seconds up on the clock. There they are. Your time starts now.
Well, who's the high jumper from Liverpool? Not Steve Smith, isn't it? The high jumper, isn't it?
Rob.
He got a bronze medal, didn't he? In was it Beijing?
Yeah, we'll come back to him. What about the rowers?
I think we should scrap that unless you
no,
think one.
No, rowers. Yeah, Ed Code.
Ed Code.
And Steve Partridge.
Oh, very good.
Because didn't they write his name on the boat?
Yes, they did. You're right.
Was it Steve? It's not Alex, is it? Steve Partridge.
So we'll go Steve Partridge. Ed
Code.
Code is it? That's a good one. Gold medals at Summer Olympics since the 2000s. What are you thinking out there? Yeah.
Runners, cyclists.
Cyclists.
Ed Clancy. You've got some of the British girls.
Yeah.
Rebecca Romero.
Yeah, she's won a couple, hasn't she? She's done well.
Lisa Cook.
The field medalists.
Yeah,
well, we've obviously got people like Jonathan Edwards, obviously, Philip Sidow, Greg Rutherford, etc.
That's 2000.
What we got?
Ed Code.
OK, that's your time up. I now need your 3 answers. What are you going to give me?
Well, we're going to go...
Ed Code for the middle one.
For Matthew Pinsent, fellow rower, Ed Code.
Steve Partridge.
Steve Partridge, same category.
For the middle one. And then...
from the top one, we'll go for the cyclist, who you said? Ed Clancy.
Ed Clancy.
Ed Clancy, a winner of 2 or more golds
yes.
at a single Olympics.
Yeah.
OK. Now, of those 3, which of those do you think's your best shot at a pointless answer?
I think...
Like the rowers.
Yes, I think so.
Ed Code, I think.
Ed Code we'll put last. OK. Which do you think is your least likely?
Should we go Steve Partridge, because we're not 100% certain on that one?
Doesn't matter. Steve Partridge
Steve
first.
Partridge we'll put first and Ed Clancy in the middle. OK. Let's pop those up on the board in that order, and here they are. We have got Steve Partridge, Ed Clancy and Ed Code. Well, very best of luck. 3 good-looking answers up there on the board. We just have to discover if they're right. Your first answer was Steve Partridge. This is the one you were probably the least confident in.
Yes.
However, it could be a brilliant answer. It could win you that jackpot. It's quite a nice jackpot, £4,500. What would you do with that, Darren?
Well, I've travelled quite a bit, but I've been around the world and places in Europe and farther away. So I'd love to go around Scotland on a train journey around Scotland. That'd be nice.
Jonathan, how about you?
I think it might be time for a new set of golf clubs. The old ones are a bit worse for wear. And then probably, take the family to Turkey, something like that.
Very nice. Best of luck, as I say. So first answer was Steve Partridge. In this case, he was a fellow rower with Matthew Pinsent, you thought. Let's find out if it's right. Let's find out if it's pointless. If it is, it'll win you £4,500. Ooh, bad luck. Bad luck. You were wondering if it was Alex Partridge. I wonder if that was where you went wrong, but who knows? We'll discover at the end. Unfortunately, not a pointless answer. So only 2 more chances to win today's jackpot. Your second answer was Ed Clancy. And this was somebody who'd won 2 or more gold medals at a single Summer Games. Let's find out if that's right. Let's find out if it's pointless. If it is, it'll win you £4,500. How many people said Ed Clancy? Oh, no! Ed Clancy, for a reason we will discover, not
Yes.
a correct answer. So everything is now riding on your third and final answer, which is Ed Code. There it is. Now, this one you were pretty confident in.
Yeah, so the first one that came into my head, yeah, as you know, aside from Redgrave, obviously, Pinsent, Cracknell, just...
Ed Code. OK, it has to be right, then it has to be pointless for you to win that jackpot. So for £4,500, let's see how many people named Ed Code as a fellow rower with Matthew Pinsent. Oh, it's right. That's the first thing it had to be. Steve Partridge and Ed Clancy were both incorrect answers. Ed Code, no mistaking that. Down it goes. You've done it. Very well done indeed. Massive congratulations. Very, very well done. Brilliant, brilliant work there. Oh, it's been a long time coming, that jackpot win. It's ages since we've given the jackpot away, so many, many congratulations.
Thank you.
Ed Code was a pointless answer. You only had to find one correct answer in there, and it just happened to be a pointless one, so very, very well done indeed. You will be leaving with that jackpot of £4,500. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Terrific work, guys. Very well played, well deserved. That's Steve Partridge. I think you're mixing up Alex Partridge, as Anna said, with one of the other answers, which we'll come to. Ed Clancy, he won 1 gold in 2008. He won a second one in 2012, but obviously that's not included in our question here. But let's take a look at the pointless answers in all the different categories. So, people who have won 2 gold medals in the 2000s. Ian Thorpe won 5 in all across 2 Olympics, 5 golds. Maurice Green, the American sprinter, won 2 in 2000. Ryan Lochte won 2 in 2008, also won 2 in 2012, but he'd won 2 in 2008. And Venus Williams, who won the women's gold and the women's doubles gold as well in Sydney. Other than those 4, actually, virtually everybody who won 2 gold medals or more is a pointless answer, apart from Chris Hoy, Usain Bolt, Kelly Holmes, Rebecca Adlington, Michael Phelps and Bradley Wiggins. Everybody else, if you said another answer, you just got a pointless, so very well played. Let's take a look at the rowers. Steve Williams. Steve Williams was the... Williams has been a recurring theme of the whole show, hasn't it? It really has. And Ed Code there as well. Very well played. Tim Foster would have scored you 1 point on that, and the others were big scorers, Cracknell and Redgrave. And the field medalist, Jermaine Mason, who won a silver in the high jump. I think that's who you're thinking of.
Yeah. Yes.
And you mentioned Philip Zadowu as well, who was another pointless answer. Steve Backley and Jonathan Edwards, the only other 2 answers in that whole category. Oh. But very well done if you got a pointless at home. Congratulations for getting a pointless in the studio, and a very, very well-deserved win. Thanks very much indeed, Richard. Well, thanks once again to our winning players, Darren and Jonathan, who go away with today's jackpot of £4,500. Join us next time when we'll be putting more obscure knowledge to the test on Pointless. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard. Goodbye. And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.